So, something big is brewing in the world of international finance. The United States is thinking about sending a massive financial support package to Argentina, and wow, has it kicked off a debate. We're going to break down what this $20 billion decision is all about. Let's just let that number sink in for a second. $20 billion. That's what's on the table. When U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced this, it wasn't just another loan. It's a huge statement, a move so big it could seriously change how the world's financial heavyweights play the game. And that really gets to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? Is this a brilliant strategic move, what supporters are calling positive statecraft? Or is it a super risky gamble, basically reckless favoritism? Let's dig into both sides of this argument. All right, first up, let's unpack the case for this deal. From the perspective of the people who support it, this is way more than just a bailout. They see it as a really smart, calculated act of statecraft. So what's the logic behind putting so much on the line for just one country? Well, for Argentina's president, Javier Milei, this is an absolute lifeline. I mean, it gives the government the dollars it desperately needs to stabilize its currency, the peso. It also sends a powerful signal to global markets that, hey, a major ally has their back. And maybe the most important part, it gives them the political breathing room to push through some really tough but necessary reforms, especially with critical midterm elections coming up. But this isn't just about the money. Not at all. This is pure geopolitics. The U.S. sees a chance to back a government that thinks like they do. And at the same time, it's a clear move to push back against China's growing influence. You see, China already has what's called a swap line with Argentina. It's basically a financial safety net. So by stepping in with this huge package, the U.S. isn't just sending cash, it's sending a very loud message on the world stage. Okay, so that's the optimistic view. Now let's flip the coin. For every argument for this deal, there's a pretty serious warning against it. Critics are looking at this and not seeing statecraft. They're seeing a reckless gamble. So let's look at the risks that could make this whole thing go sideways. In this quote right here, it gets right to the point. Experts are warning that there is an uncomfortably high probability that Argentina's reforms could just fail. And why? Well, you've got deep political divisions within the country, and you've got financial markets that are notoriously jumpy. They could turn on Argentina in a heartbeat. And we absolutely cannot ignore history here. Argentina has this long, really difficult track record of economic crises and failed programs with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, the world's financial safety net. All that past experience is just hanging over this deal, making this $20 billion bet a very, very high-stakes one. But here's the kicker. The biggest risk here might not even be about Argentina's economy or losing $20 billion. No, the real potential fallout could shake a core institution of the entire global financial system, the IMF. So, take a look at this. It gives you a quick snapshot of who Argentina owes money to. Right now, the IMF is the biggest lender by far, but this proposed package from the US would totally change the game. The US would suddenly become a huge new player with a ton of leverage, and that could end up sidelining the IMF, which has always been the world's lender of last resort. Now, to really get what's at stake, we got to talk about something called preferred creditor status. Think of it like an unwritten rule, a gentleman's agreement in global finance. It means that when a country can't pay its debts, the IMF gets paid back first, before anyone else. This is absolutely crucial because it makes sure the IMF always has money to help other countries in crisis. It's a cornerstone of the whole system. So, let's play out a worst-case scenario. Just follow this logic. Step 1, Argentina's reforms fail. Step 2, another debt crisis hits. Now here's the scary part. Step 3, would the U.S., now a huge creditor, demand to be paid back before the IMF? Would it challenge that preferred status? If that happens, well, step 4 is that the entire system for dealing with government debt, the very architecture of global finance, could be thrown into complete chaos. So, what we're really looking at is a single decision that could lead to two completely different futures. This isn't just about one country's debt anymore. This is a move that could send ripples across the entire globe and maybe even reshape the foundations of international finance as we know it. At the end of the day, it really boils down to two possible roads ahead. In the best-case scenario, the U.S. and the IMF work together, and this support is the thing that finally helps Argentina get on a path to stable, long-term growth, Awesome. But in the worst-case scenario, this deal breaks the relationship between the US and the IMF and destabilizes the very system that's designed to stop global financial meltdowns. Which leaves us with this one final, massive question. This is about so much more than one country's debt. It's a real test of leadership, of alliances, and of the rules of the game. Whatever happens next, this $20 billion bet on Argentina could very well be the start of a whole new era in global finance.